Soccer Talk with the Soul is presented by New Mexico Pinon Coffee. I'm Adam Deal. This is Mike Edwards, and also, again, Larry Espinoza joining us. Guys, right now, we're going to talk about soccer in the U.S., and that's presented by Star Bros Brewing Company, a great sponsor that's really jumped on. Real quick, talk about that, Larry.
Great find. John and Heather over there, John and Heather Starr approached us about a possible sponsorship, and it's just one of those things that the synergy is amazing. They truly have worked hard on making that a soccer family environment. It's not just a bar. Yeah, it's a brewery, but they welcome kids in, and their food is fantastic, and the new beers that have come out are awesome. Star
Brothers Brewing is the place to catch a game. And if you haven't, you've got to go. And this is serious because any kind of soccer game that's going on, whether it be Copa, well, Copa's done, but European championships, anything, the place is loaded. And it's a lot of fun to catch a game. We've actually got some of the footage of this. Here's Star Brothers Brewing.
We wanted to support soccer as a whole. So when we saw the opportunity to try to create a home or a hub and support the Soul while doing it, we thought it'd be a great idea. When I saw what the Soul were doing, I thought, how can we bridge the gap and try to get the youth soccer involved with the Soul soccer and try to bring those things together and at the same time provide support to the Soul through things like watch parties and getting people excited about it. You'll find that there's a lot of people that relate to this game on an international basis, on a local basis, whether it's the MLS or just a team like the Soul that they can get involved with in their community and feel associated with and supported. We went to an RSL game and it was just mind-boggling how many fans were there, the type of support they had, and it was exciting. And I think that Albuquerque's the type of community that could probably support something like that if we could make it happen.
That is Star Brothers Brewery, fantastic place to watch the games and a great sponsor of the Albuquerque Soul and sponsor of this segment. It's soccer here in the U.S. And of course, guys, first thing I want to start with is Copa America. Don't actually have the highlights, but the United States of America gets slapped around on by Argentina. Mike, I'll start with you. And then, the overreaction or underreaction about where USA soccer is, really, that talk comes after that.
Well, I think 4-0 is a pretty reasonable standard for the difference between us and an Argentina, a Brazil, a Germany. When you play friendly games, you get odd results. So yeah, we beat Germany in a friendly, we beat Italy in a friendly. But when you finally get out there on the field, and you've got particularly a team like Argentina, who I think feels like they have underperformed on the world stage in the Messi era, they're taking this dead serious. Klinsmann's taking it serious. We've got World Cup qualifying come up. I think when you looked at the talent on the field, the performance between us and Argentina, I think 4-0 accurately reflects the difference between the state of the world powers and where U.S. soccer is. I think 20s and 30s as a ranking, that's where we are.
Larry?
Yeah, it's hard as an American to look at and say, we produce some of the best athletes in the world. Why can't we, on a regular basis, produce world-class soccer players? I think the years of doing it backwards, the way that we had done it, and we're now radically trying to change it, really developing technical skills from the youth up. When I was growing up and playing the game, the big thing was pass, 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 pass. And I had a fantastic gentleman by the name of Timo Lukuski from Poland tell me, you need to teach the kids how to dribble. You can teach a 15-year-old how to pass. You can't teach a 15-year-old how to dribble.
Yeah. And
so now we've gone back to this methodology of trying to really teach kids how to be technically sound with the ball at their feet. And we're having to try to play catch up with the rest of the world.
Yep. I'll say this, and I get a little bit frustrated talking about it because it's the truth. Is when you look at the United States of America on the field, the players, some of them have no business being there, and it surprises me. It's just, I feel like I've played against players that are way better in college. I mean, Kyle Beckerman is a disaster and should not touch the field. He's not athletic. He's only physical. He can't technically touch the ball, and it just shocks me that he's going to play in a game like that. It makes me upset because I know there's players that play on your Soul team, Larry, that I feel like can produce more than a player like Kyle Beckerman. I know I'm calling him out, and there's a couple others, and I'm getting off, I guess, a little steam here and frustration, but I think that's fact. And everyone says, well, then why are they there? I don't know, because I think U.S. is backwards by the way we develop our talent. I feel like the college system is a disaster. Why is a Division II team and a Division III team compete a Division I team? Because the recruiting is all wrong and it's backwards, and it just takes basically the best club teams and the most money, and then it comes from there. And I'm getting way off tangent here, but I'm just saying it's all backwards. And I'll tell you this, when the United States of America played Germany in the quarterfinals, and I believe this was in the 2002 World Cup, and a game maybe they probably should have won, we have gone backwards since that American team to where we are now, at least talent-wise on the field. And I think that's kind of a shame because soccer has got more popular. I'll give you guys a quick 30 seconds to touch on that. What do you think?
I think you're right. It's an odd thing that, coaches get paid to win. It's how they keep the job. And yet, we don't seem to be making any progress in model, whether it's club, whether it's college, whether it's professional soccer. And I don't know if relegation, if an entire club was threatened with moving down like in any European country, I don't know. Maybe that is a system that produces the oomph to finally get you to produce better soccer players for your own commercial survival.
Larry?
Yeah, I'll agree with you to some extent. Yes, there are absolutely players that have no business being out there. Is that completely reflective of the talent that we have? Not completely. But how do we get that talent that doesn't get recognized, at least the opportunity to perform in front of it? Our system, as I've watched, it blows me away where we don't solidify a team initially and then kind of build around it. You solidify your defense and kind of build around that, or you solidify your midfield and then build around it, and we haven't been able to do that. It's constantly changing, and there's no way we can put together a run.
Well, this was Soccer in the U.S. It was brought to you by Star Brothers Brewery, excuse me. We're going to be back. We're going to touch a little bit about local soccer here in the state of New Mexico when you return. Keep it right here. It's Soccer Talk with the Soul.